In some of our most delicate ecosystems, a concerning phenomenon has intensified: the growing presence of snakes that challenge the natural balance.
A snake infestation may not seem as familiar as rats invading city streets, or swarms of crickets invading a farm. We're used to seeing that. Rats, insects, and even grasshoppers, they appear in large numbers, cause chaos, and then disappear. But snakes? That's different. Snakes are silent, elusive, solitary. At least that's what most people think. Until they see it. Because sometimes, under the right conditions, snakes don't just appear. They take over. In Florida, giant pythons are taking over. Not in cages, not in zoos, but in the wild, in the swamps, the wetlands, the backyards. We're not talking about a handful of snakes here and there. We're talking about an invasive takeover, unfolding in real time. These are Burmese pythons, some of the largest snakes on Earth, and they're multiplying fast, swallowing up everything in their path, sometimes quite literally. Originally from Southeast Asia, these snakes were never meant to be in Florida. But thanks to the exotic pet trade, careless owners, and one particularly devastating hurricane in the early 90s, a few individuals escaped captivity. A few turned into dozens. Dozens became hundreds. And now, experts estimate there are tens of thousands, maybe even more, roaming free in the Everglades. And unlike rats or crickets, these animals don't just invade space. They erase ecosystems. They're apex predators with no natural enemies in Florida. That means rabbits, raccoons, birds, even alligators, all fair game. Entire populations of native animals have plummeted in areas where pythons have established themselves. Some species have disappeared completely from parts of the wetlands. This isn't just a snake problem, it's a biological invasion. Florida's wildlife officials are trying to fight back, with bounty programs, hunting competitions, even using tracking devices and detection dogs. But the truth is, they're racing against a species that hides well, breeds fast, and knows how to vanish into thick swamp without a sound. Because snakes don't need numbers to be terrifying. Just one in the wrong place is enough to change everything. And in Florida, there aren't just one or two. There are thousands, and they're not going anywhere. But if Florida's python problem feels like something out of a thriller, wait until you hear about a real place that's even worse. An island so infested with snakes that humans aren't allowed to live there. 90 miles off the coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil, lies Ilha da Queimada Grande, known to the rest of the world as Snake Island. From a distance, it looks like a beautiful tropical paradise, green forest, rocky cliffs, and endless ocean views. But setting foot there without permission is illegal, and for a very good reason. The island is home to an estimated 1 to 5 snakes per square meter, and they're not ordinary snakes. They're golden lanceheads, one of the most venomous vipers on Earth. Fast, aggressive, and uniquely adapted to their isolated environment, these snakes can kill a human in under an hour. There's no hospital nearby. There's no help coming. If you're bitten on that island, your odds of survival are slim. The golden lancehead exists only on this island. It evolved in isolation after sea levels rose and cut the land off from the Brazilian mainland thousands of years ago. With no natural predators and an endless buffet of migrating birds, the snakes thrived. Over time, they became even more dangerous than their mainland relatives, their venom more potent, their population out of balance. The result? A biological fortress where humans are simply not welcome. The Brazilian Navy enforces strict access control, allowing only a few scientists and conservationists to visit, always with medical personnel and anti-venom at the ready. Even lighthouse keepers who once lived there decades ago were eventually removed after fatal encounters. Local legends tell of people who dared to land and were never seen again. But not all snake-infested places are deadly. In fact, one of the largest snake infestations ever recorded is not only harmless, it's even celebrated. Far from the venomous ambushes of Snake Island and the silent hunters of Florida's swamps, there's a quiet rural area in southern Canada where tens of thousands of snakes emerge all at once, creating a scene that looks straight out of a nightmare. And yet, no one's running. This is Narcisse, Manitoba, home to the largest known concentration of snakes in the world. Every spring, as the frozen ground begins to thaw, the red-sided garter snakes awaken from their long winter hibernation. They've been hiding underground in massive natural limestone dens, sometimes packed in by the thousands, curled around each other in total darkness for months. When the snow melts and temperatures rise, they begin to slither out, all at once. The result is a mass emergence that covers the ground in movement. Trails, rocks, grassy fields, all alive with thousands upon thousands of snakes. It's not just a few here and there. It's tens of thousands at once, moving as if the earth itself is shedding skin. And they're not coming out just to stretch. This is about reproduction. The males emerge first, waiting just outside the dens. When the females begin to surface, the frenzy starts. Males swarm each female in what's known as a mating ball. Dozens of snakes tangled together in a chaotic spiral, all competing to be the one that mates successfully. This process happens over and over again across the region, creating one of the most bizarre and fascinating mating spectacles in the animal kingdom. Some balls can involve over 100 snakes, all fighting for a single moment of evolutionary success. The contrast couldn't be greater. In Florida, snakes were introduced and spiraled out of control. In Brazil, snakes evolved in isolation and became a deadly force. But in Canada, it's nature operating with strange precision. So now the question is, which of these snake stories would you dare to witness in person? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Nature's Secrets and share it with your friends. You never know who might be brave enough to watch it to the end.